For world fibre markets, COVID-19 has been one of the largest challenges in recent history. As infections surged across the world, social restrictions, stay-at-home orders and the closure of non-essential retail spelt bad news for the globe's clothing and apparel retailers. After all, who was heading out to buy a new outfit when the shops were closed and social events were cancelled? Our chart this week highlights the extent of this fall in clothing retail sales in early 2020. So compared to late 2019, retail sales in the UK and US, arguably two nations hardest hit by the virus, fell more than 80% in April. In Japan and China, the fall was closer to 50%, with China seeing that impact earlier in March. And here at home, Australian retailers faced a 70% fall in sales through April. Now, these sales do not include online retail, which certainly increased over the period, around about 21%. However, it was not enough to offset such a sharp fall in in-store sales anywhere in the world. The fall had significant knock-on effects for fibre markets. World cotton demand fell by a record 15% last season, while wool demand also fell sharply. And this is a major concern for local growers. However, there is good news on the horizon. Over the past 12 months, fibre demand has been in recovery across several major regions, but the trend isn't consistent. In Australia, customers have rushed back to clothing retail amidst low levels of national infections and broader consumer confidence. So this December, we purchased 20% more clothing and apparel in store than the year earlier, which was prior to COVID. Recoveries have also been strong in Asia, with Japan and China reaching back to more normal levels recently. And where infections unfortunately persist, namely in the US and the UK, the return of customers to clothing retail has been somewhat subdued. So the recovery has not been consistent between countries, and it certainly hasn't been consistent between products. We note a market recovery in US sportswear imports following the initial impact of the pandemic. However, for suits, this recovery has never really taken place. And the answer lies with new consumer behaviours and how working from home, now the norm, has meant it's out with those formal clothes and in with the more casual, comfortable outfits. This is positive for synthetic and cotton fibre markets, but not so positive for the wool market. Quirky fact, Ben, all of your talk of stimulus packages around the world has got me thinking about fibre. Did you know that American money notes are a blend of 75% cotton and 25% linen?
Thanks, Charlie. I actually didn't know that. I thought it was paper.
So did I.